Welcome to the third annual Yes Alumni Virtual Film Festival. This is Bethany and Christine from the Iron USA Red Carpet. Make sure you let us know where you're joining us from by answering the poll.
You know, the Yes Red Carpet is one of my favorite places to be, but it's also the busiest. With over 8,000 alumni worldwide, I mean, there's hardly room to walk, but fabulous outfits.
That's for sure.
Now, Bethany, I don't know if you know, but this event launched 3 years ago, December 2013, when we were celebrating the Yes program's 10th anniversary.
Wow. And now 3 years later, we're still finalizing the year with this great event.
It's the best.
It's really a great way to reflect on everything that's been done this whole year. Alumni of the Yes program are so involved in community service and projects and workshops, and this is a great way to reflect on everything that they've accomplished this year. And today, we have the privilege of watching 10 amazing films that have been put together by 29 Yes alumni.
Wow.
1 Yes Abroad alum.
Awesome.
And in some great collaboration. And across 10 countries. So it's a really exciting, totally global event. And we hope that you enjoy watching them. We think you'll be really inspired. And we hope that you share thoughts and any questions you have in the chat box to make it a more interactive event.
Yeah, definitely.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy.
Hopefully enjoy some popcorn, too, while you're at it. So our first film today, on the theme of media for social change, is called A Childhood Too Short. And this film was made by Tassin Lubaba, Afrin Zaman, Shireen Shupti, and Abrar Fayaz. These 4 talented filmmakers from Bangladesh participated in the Yes Alumni online digital storytelling workshop in July, this past July. They spent about 7 weeks working with professional filmmakers to create what you are about to see. The team is attending the festival live, so in the chat box, be sure to give them shout-outs, ask them questions, and make comments on their film. And they're actually going to be joining us live after the film to answer questions. So any questions you want to ask them, be sure to type them in the chat box, and we'll ask them when they join us live. Great, we'll see you in a second.
This is what childhood should look like. But for 20,000 child laborers in Bangladesh, it doesn't. This is their story. Rumi is a 17-year-old girl who has been working in different houses as a domestic helper since she was 12. Rumi used to lead a carefree, joyous life as a student in a local school. However, things changed when poverty struck her family. Oldest of 4 siblings, she came to Dhaka city to work as a domestic helper as the last means to support her family. Every day, Rumi has to wake up at the crack of dawn. She diligently does all the laundry, dishes, and cleaning of the entire household. When the day finally ends and everybody goes off to bed, Rumi, exhausted, hits the sack. Not all hopes are lost for these child workers. We met a social worker who has dedicated her time to raise awareness about educating child laborers. We only need to look around in our houses and we can easily spot a child striving to earn their livelihood, but we often fail to see them for who they are, children who deserve happiness. Only a little consideration in our parts can help change the fates of these unfortunate children. We can start by making sure they have their basic rights, proper food, clothing, and appropriate work clothes. We can look for free public schools around and allow them some time off to go to school, or we can take some time to tutor them at home. Rumi has long since come to terms with her life, but she dreams of a better life for her siblings. Here is what she has to say.
তাও ভয় পেলে চলবে না, ওদেরকে স্কুলে পাঠাতে হবে।
Let's work together to make sure that they can hold on to their childhood for as long as possible, because once it's gone, it can never come back.
Afreen and Tassin, can you give everyone an idea of what inspired you to create your film?
Hello everyone. I'm really glad you're here to watch our videos. It really means a lot. Thank you for the comments. I can see a few comments down here. So what inspired us to make this video is that the fact that the child workers are in such a unique situation. Like the domestic workers especially, it's unique because firstly they work in private settlements, indoors in houses, so there is not really a way to monitor the working hours, the wages, how much they're getting paid, if they're getting their rights. So we decided that through our films we would target the employers who are the only people who are in a position to help, because these children, they're coming from extremely poor families. So even if they're sent back home, we can't ensure that they're going to be sent to schools and that they're going to receive education, because their parents, they might find other ways to employ them, and because they need the money that bad. So we thought we would focus on the employers. So we thought by making a film that would reach out to families through Facebook, that we could do the best in the situation.
Stuff for siblings. It's gone.
Thank you, Tassin. So we had another question. We had another question from Catherine, who wanted to know about the male child laborers, and do they have a similar situation and experience similar challenges as the girl child?
Well, male child laborers, they work outdoors. They usually work outdoors because domestic work in our social situation, females are expected to do household chores. So most people employ females because they're easier to keep in the house. In some cases, male laborers are also employed, but mostly they work on the outdoors in manual labor, helping outside in transportation or in shops. So we basically focused on child laborers that work in domestic environments. So we were focusing more on female child laborers who occupy the majority.
Thank you again so much, Tassin, and your whole team in Bangladesh. This was a really informative story, and I think, again, a great example of how media can be used to raise awareness about topics in the community that are important to you and your peers. So thank you again so much for joining.
And our next film, Paving the Way, was also created during the online digital storytelling course, just like Tassin's film was. And with their film, Nathaniel Cooper, Richlu Kapkur, and Amara Kamara from Liberia hope to show the importance of preparing students to enter careers.
When we were growing up, a dark person growing up in Liberia, I have no way of knowing. My name is Amara Kamara. I grew up in Banga, Liberia. My father didn't go to college. My mom didn't complete high school. Even at school where I had rubrics, we didn't have career counselor. I had no role model, no one to guide me. But for me and a handful of students in Liberia, something unusual happened. We got a scholarship to study in the US for 1 year. There in school, I had career counselors and teachers who really wanted me to succeed. When I returned home, I changed and I wanted things to change. Now the question is, what do these kids in Liberia want to be and how can they get there? Let's help them find out. I'm now getting a degree in geological sciences, so I can help my country manage its natural resources and help in the development of my nation. So with other alumni from the YES program, we started making presentations in schools to share our exchange year experience with other students. We also train about 150 students on how to use social media for social change, basic career education and leadership skills.
From Liberia with such a significant youth population in Liberia, I really think that this project, this innovation camp, is going to really help inspire a generation of active citizens working to grow their country's economy and to work with purpose. The other thing I really love about this film is that this team was able to collaborate from both Arizona and Liberia to make this story.
That's amazing.
Awesome.
Ghana alumnus from the U.S. teamed up with Shocker from a yes alumnus from the West Bank, and the two of them took a look at the challenges Palestinian students face due to the military occupation. Both of them are also to turn on their webcam and give us a little bit of a preview of the film.
Can you give us an idea if you want to do it?
When we came together to make this video, we wanted to make it about an issue that really affects everybody's everyday life here in Palestine, and especially in the West Bank. And because we have a huge student population, and at the same time we have many checkpoints around the West Bank, we thought that we need to tackle this issue because it's part of our everyday lives, especially college students. So this issue is a huge here because it affects everybody. The West Bank is very small, but at the same time you need many hours to move from one place to another, which makes it very hard for us to do our everyday, just normal life educational things. Yeah. Universities here have a lot of challenges that they go through to make sure that they give us the best education they can, because many students here cannot go outside to get the education they want to, but at the same time universities here cannot assure the best quality education for everyone. So it's an issue that is valuable for students and for universities, and it basically makes it hard every day for students and for faculty members at universities to receive education and give education to students. Do you want to say anything?
Thank you for that information. We're going to try watching the film, and then we'll have more questions for you afterward. Thanks, guys.
شيء كفلسطينية أنا طالبة طبيعية بدي أروح.
Adam and Shaq, can you please turn your webcam on again? And we had a question from Catherine in the audience who asked if you live in Palestine and go to the university and what life is like for you, and is wondering especially if it's life-threatening in any way.
Yeah, is this for me or for Adam?
It's for you.
Yeah, I go to university here in Palestine. I study civil engineering. I go to Birzeit University, the same university that we filmed in. For me, I live close to university, so I do not have this much of a trouble as an everyday basis. But I have a trouble in two ways. When I cannot go to my home village, which is in Jenin, to the north of the West Bank, too often, because I'm mostly scared that I will not be able to come back in the right time to go to college. And in the second way, as the video shows, it affects the quality of education that I get from my university, as many times professors from around the world are not allowed to come in. There's there's actually next week, this Monday, a very important conference that is going to be in my university, and I just heard that they did not allow most of the people who are coming from outside, and most of the professors who are coming from outside the country to participate at the conference to enter. So it affects us in multiple ways. But at the end of the day, as Miral, my friend, said in the video, we do our best to receive the most we can to just lift our country up and keep improving our country and our lifestyle.
Thank you both so much for joining live. I think it was really helpful to get your perspective, and your film is amazing. Also, they are going to make a longer version of this film, and guys, you can type in the chat box the link to that so that people can watch the longer version later.
We will have a longer. Yeah, we will have a longer film with much more footage and many more interviews coming out soon on our YouTube channel. We will put the link in the chat box for the channel, but we cannot tell you right now when it's gonna be out exactly. But we hope that you check it out and watch it. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you both. And if you have more questions that you didn't get to ask them, you can type it in the chat box and they can maybe type an answer back to you. Great. So our next film is called Dare, Dating Across Races. And it shows a side of dating that's still taboo in Malaysia, which is where our filmmakers Priscilla, Muhammad, Catherine, Eddie, and Mohana are from. As you watch, comment if this is an issue in your country as well.
My parents are not so cool with it, and they still don't know about it actually. And I don't really think that they would be in for this interracial thing. They wouldn't support it, as I told you. I have to sneak out, and I'm a guy, so it's kind of easy for me to sneak out.
We actually met in school, high school. It was about 4 years ago. We were 14, if I'm not mistaken.
Through this running competition, do you really know him that time? Yet?
And also through a mutual friend. He said, dude, there's this chick in my class. You should meet her. And then, there's one day I asked for a number. And things just happen, things escalate. Text her.
Step by step.
Then confess to in Chinese, get rejected.
My parents are cool with it.
And because my parents are like this really old-fashioned kind of parents, like they're not in like for dating, you know, because they only grow up, study and get a job, be stable first before meeting a girl. And also, I know for a fact that my parents would try to force me to arrange marriage. Like they would find this Indian girl for me to marry.
We haven't exactly overcome anything.
I'm still sneaking out.
Right now, his parents don't know he's with me. Telling them that he's going to meet the guys or that he's going to gym.
Hope in the future, when I tell my mom about my secret relationship, she'll actually be okay with it. Be okay with her and accept her for who she is and what she is to me.
Thank you, Team Malaysia, for that film, that story. You know, I think the YES program often talks about tolerance and understanding between countries and cultures and religions. And I think sometimes this topic of relationships isn't considered in that conversation. And so I think that Team Malaysia was really making some great commentary on how tolerance for differences should extend beyond just our religious practices and our ability to live together. It's also our ability to love one each other in our communities. So thank you, Team Malaysia. Now our next film that was submitted by an alumna in Senegal, Ndeye Mati Diop. And this film is called The Green Spirit, and it shows a recent alumni project that took place in Dakar to improve waste management in nearby schools and to also educate young people about how to recycle.
My name is Mati. I'm a YES alumna. I was an exchange student in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in 2012-2013, and I am the Green Spirit project leader. Green Spirit is an environmental project that consists of two main things. One is to teach high school students how to separate the waste in their environment and encourage them to be involved in keeping it clean. Two is to recycle the plastic waste as well as the organic waste to make something great out of it.
And here is how we accomplish this. So first, we recycled 30 steel drums, which gave us in total 60 trash cans. Then, we painted them all in white before adding different colors at the top. The different colors are for students to be able to understand which kind of waste goes into which trash. Blue is for plastic, red is for regular, and green for organic. Now on April 22nd, which is Earth Day, we started the Green Heart Pilot Project at one high school in Dakar. For the first activity, we had students from the art club of the school decorating the trash cans themselves. The second activity was a skit played by students from the University of Dakar. They sensitized the audience about environmental protection. Then finally, we started Green Spirit at another high school with a great ceremony. We also had official guests from American councils, the U.S. Embassy, the Senegalese American Bilingual School, and local entrepreneur and writer. The activities included a general knowledge contest, decoration of the trash cans, and a skit played by the Dakar University's English Club. And guess what? Last but not least, we made it to the news on the national TV RTS1. And this all happened thanks to the amazing Green Spirit team.
Christine, I really love that film. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because I think it really shows all the Yes Alumni do and all that they put in to putting a project together and all the steps that they take and how hard they work.
Yeah, I agree. It's amazing to me. Every day I hear these stories about how much time they put in addition to their studies or in addition to their internships or jobs, just so that they can carry on the spirit of the YES program in their community.
I know, it's really amazing. And I think obviously from watching her video, it was a huge success. So all their hard work paid off.
Yeah, keep it up.
Yeah. This next film is a little bit different. I think it's interesting. We had the theme Media for Change as the call out for videos for this film festival. And while a lot of alumni thought, oh, the environment or education, and saw that as a big concern, the filmmakers of this next film, The Story of a Shadow, Samir and Monirouj from Bangladesh, they felt that the most important issue that was facing their community was that the youth has a real lack of understanding about Bangladesh's history. So they created this film as a way to teach local youth about their history. And luckily enough for all of us, we'll also get to learn today.
Awesome. I love history.
প্রত্যেক গ্রামে, প্রত্যেক মহল্লায়, প্রত্যেক ইউনিয়নে, প্রত্যেক সাবডিভিশনে আওয়ামী লীগের নেতৃত্বে সংগ্রাম পরিষদ গড়ে তোলো এবং তোমাদের যা কিছু আছে তাই নিয়ে প্রস্তুত থাকো। মনে রাখবা, রক্ত যখন দিয়েছি, রক্ত আরো দেব। এই দেশের মানুষকে মুক্ত করে ছাড়বো ইনশাআল্লাহ। এবারে সংগ্রাম আমাদের মুক্তির সংগ্রাম, এবারে সংগ্রাম স্বাধীনতার সংগ্রাম। জয় বাংলা।
Wow. What a creative storytelling approach and really such a beautiful choreography. Films like this really remind me how powerful media of all forms can be for expressing a story and bringing awareness to an issue or a topic. Speaking of powerful media, the next film we will watch was created by Amadou Kabia in order to tell the story of the Sierra Leone Yes Alumni Association Tree Planting Dam Project. Amadou shows the change that one person can help bring to a community, and this film inspires me every time I watch it.
Aside from the fact that I am utterly astounded by the impact that Amadou made on the tree planting community, his film is also a really wonderful example of a film because of its strong story arc, starting with the issue, moving on to the construction of the dam, and then concluding by thinking about the future. I hope that he will receive more help so that he's able to continue doing such amazing projects. Really great job, Amadou. What did you guys like about this film? Don't forget to be typing your comments in the chat box. And as we prepare for the next film, Escaping Home, which was created by a group of alumni from Gaza, Rozan Gadir, Hiba Haitham, and Abdulaziz created the film to shed light on the high unemployment rate that has caused many Gazans to leave home. We hope you enjoy this final film of the festival.
I really want to be a good person and bring change to this world. In order to do that, I need a good education and a good job. And I can get these things only outside of Gaza.
My name is Hassan Abumeri. I'm 19 years old.
I've always been an ambitious person. The future was so bright and full of hope for me, especially after receiving this scholarship. High school with a good GPA, and I decided to study international business management. The political situation in Gaza is very bad, and the future is not promising. I'll never achieve my dreams if I stay here. I have to leave. I started applying to universities in Europe. After 3 months of applying and writing essays, I finally got accepted as a student in a university in England. I was so happy and thrilled. My studies were going to start in September, but the Rafah border was closed. I couldn't leave Gaza. I lost the scholarship. No hope was left for me, and I isolated myself and stopped eating. I became critically sick. I was depressed, but I decided to start all over again and apply for other programs, and hopefully the borders will be open by the time I want to leave. I got accepted into a university in Germany. I'm now working on the visa and getting permissions to leave Gaza. I will definitely miss home. It's where I grew up and where my heart goes. I'll miss my family, I'll miss my friends, I'll miss my neighbors, I'll miss everything. I'll miss Gaza Beach. It's where I spend most of my time. I do want to leave and build a career outside Gaza, but at the same time, I don't want to be away from my family and friends, away from my loved ones. I hope Gaza will become a better place in the future so I can come back, so that we don't have to choose between career and family anymore.
That was a very interesting perspective to hear from Gaza, especially after hearing the story from the team in the West Bank. And I think that we can really all appreciate Hassan's perseverance and his hope for the future. And of course, we wish him all the best of luck in his studies moving forward. Now, I think all of you for joining us today. And we hope that you've been as inspired as Bethany and I have been today by these films. Before we close, we obviously want to thank the U.S. State Department Bureau of Educational and Cultural Affairs, without which we would not be able to run the YES program and alumni would not be able to learn these storytelling skills. Right. We also want to thank Austin and Wendy, who are our talented filmmakers who have worked the last several months tirelessly with these alumni to coach them through the production process. And finally, congratulations to all of the filmmakers who joined us today and who have participated in the digital storytelling workshops over the year. And those who are able to join us today, the alumni, you just continuously inspire us. So thank you and congratulations. We're obviously so impressed with your skills and everything that you do day in and day out. For those of you who are alumni of the YES program and you want to participate, we do have another online digital storytelling course that's scheduled for 2016. And if you have your own films that you make or stories that you'd like to share, you can always go to yesprograms.org and tell us your story.
Yeah. We will be posting, I saw some of you asking about whether you'll be able to see these films again, and not to worry, we will be posting them to not only the YES Program's website, but also the YouTube channel and our YES Vimeo channel. So you should be able to see them in one of those formats. We've recorded the event today, so you can watch it in its entirety, or we will also be uploading the films individually if you have a favorite that you just want to keep on repeat.
Wonderful. And again, thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a
Bye.
great day.